Happy Sunday, my people. And fall is upon us. It's incredibly beautiful outside. And let's all take a walk after this teaching. So today we're going to talk about harvest a little bit, what that means of seasonal change. What is it that we have harvested together since the beginning of the teaching? Now it's about almost, I think, 2 years. So let's start with our part 1. Breathing exercise also is called 站桩. 站桩, this exercise is a very fundamental wellness exercise that is focused on breathing and also beyond that. So today I'm going to explain you what we have harvested nicely from doing 站桩 for almost, if you have joined me for 2 years, almost 2 years. Bend your knee naturally. Relax your arms. A very relaxed position. And everything, when you put your arms up, you can put your arms up. 上丹田, that is your 膻中. That is more to protect your heart, lungs. 中丹田, that is your liver and your spleen system. 下丹田, that is your gut system. If you do 下丹田, you will do with your 丹田 right here, right? So I think we have been doing 上丹田, that we want to really protect the heart and lungs because of when we first started, because of the COVID. So let's continue to do our 上丹田. Relax, close your eyes. Now, we'll move to our part 2, our energy movements. Our energy movement, again, is a wellness fascia longevity movement based on Taoist practice. Taoist practice focus is longevity. Make sure we have some water. Remember, warm water. I always put a little bit lemon peel in it because I really enjoy the flavor. I always drink warm water. That is appreciation I have to my spleen, my gut system, and at least 70 ounces of water. I always drink one warm water without lemon in the morning, drink tea, and I have my porridge and soup and all that. And then plus in the afternoon, I drink 4. So that's my total water intake. So fall is a very incredible season. Fall is a season of harvest. A lot of traditions, the biggest festivals is all hosted in fall, traditionally. The full moon festival, and I think different cultures has different tradition, but fall have harvest, have celebration of the harvest. Also is important to have reflection. It's always in different cultures, we tend to have similar patterns of celebrating fall. And in traditional Chinese medicine, it's really, fall is also that we have every seasonal change, right? Fall is the season we have to do quite a bit of preparation because it's a harvesting season, right? Think about what you plan is going to be what you focus and what you harvest. Not everyone is planting seeds that is good or promote health. So that's why every fall we already begin to experience that and gushing in of a lot of new patients, right? A variety of things because the things they plan, right? A lot of them that now we begin to have the harvest. And nobody says the harvest is all the harvests are good. So I just want you to have that mindfulness. So, but we are going to really celebrate and give us a pat in the shoulder and says, we have been pumped. Now we can harvest a little bit of what we plant to promote health. So what have we planned? Part 1 is we have planned this breathing exercise, right? Now let's review it step by step. Make sure, right, that's the self-reflection, right? Make sure we're doing it all correctly. So why are we doing that? Why is so important? Zhanzhong is considered the foundation of all these energy movements, right? After that is 10 energy movements, actually it's 8 energy movements, and it's chanting and all this, but Zhanzhong has always been considered as the most fundamental movements exercise, right? Or Qigong or energy movements. And here is why. Because when you do it correctly, right, first make sure that your toes pointing straight ahead, right? And then you bend your knee a little bit, right? And then you really, you can feel that your body is totally relaxed. Your body is totally relaxed. Think about your roots is very deep, but your body is very relaxed, right? And then your spine is really straight, right? and then you feel you have some energy, someone, right, that is pulling from here. So your head and your spine, now you feel someone's pulling here, right? You tuck in your pelvic floor, right? Once you tuck in your pelvic floor, then your hui yin, we'll talk more, is closed. Your bai hui, this point is open, right? And then you just naturally is holding an energy ball, right? And then your shoulders are relaxed, right? Your shoulders are relaxed. Your elbows are relaxed. Your hip is relaxed, right? Your knee is relaxed and yet holding down, right? You are doing that to exercise what we call ba xu. Ba xu is that you relax your shoulders, right? That is because you are exercising, you are protecting your heart and lungs. And then we can later on talk a little bit more, can you move up, about what is it, what else you can do to help relax your shoulders. Because if your shoulders is relaxed, that you can naturally breathe better. And your heart and lungs is gently being massaged. So when people have neck tension, shoulder tension, then you know that you need to really do these movements, right, to relax that, because that is a protector for your heart and lungs. So, and then part two of this, now you're like relax your shoulders, right? And now you are also relaxing your elbows. Because again, there's 6 very important meridian lines going through that. When you relax your elbows and you are mostly, this is very important for this season, you are mostly relaxing again and your lungs, right? That's your directly related with your heart and lungs. So if you do these 2 movements, you know you are relaxing your heart, your lungs, and also when you move this up, right, you are relaxing this part. We know these 2 lines are very important. That will help to massage your liver system, and also help to massage your gallbladder system. So now you know when you are doing this, you have your 4 organs massaged gently. So you have planted a seed for protecting your heart, your lungs, your liver, and your gallbladder. So now, another very important intersection is your hip, right? Think about, you don't get tightness, right? Your body is trying to tell you, look, if you have tightness here, right, you better say, well, I better see what's up with my liver system, what's up with my lungs. A lot of people have that tension. If you have pain here, it better says, well, I better check my liver. Right, and my liver system and my gallbladder system. But if you are doing that, if you are doing these movements, what are you protecting? You're planting the seeds, you're protecting this 4 organ system. So now, you also, with these movements, you need to relax your hip, because your hip, okay, it's another very important intersection, right? Think about when we say your fascia system, right? The fascia system has doors and windows as well as the other organs, right? What are your doors and what are your windows? Your doors and windows are your shoulders, right? Your arms and your hip and your knee. These are four, according to us, these are four very important window systems, right? If you keep them flexible and you keep yourself young, right? So how to relax that, and you naturally want to just kind of sit a little bit, right? You feel your upper legs, the muscle is stretching out for you, right? But your hip is totally relaxed. That's why you see a lot of people doing I have some patients, they do the samba or something. You see how they move their hips? You see how they can move their hips. Why? Because the movement is designed to naturally move your hips. So then when they say, well, can you do that, Dr. Wu? And when I mimic them, they're like, wow, you're so good. Why? I said, because my body parts actually is able to do what is designed to do, right? So then with the hip, that if you feel, you see the movements, you can easily do. So ladies, watch out. I can do what you do. But so that's your hip. Need to be relaxed. And then the next thing, when you relax your hip, what are you doing? You're relaxing your gut. If you have gut imbalance, I can guarantee you your hips are tight. If you relax your hips, I can guarantee you will poop better. You will have better gut system. If you have diarrhea, you will have less, because you are really relaxing that very important intersection. So the next thing is your knee, behind your knee, right? This your knee, this point. Then we look at people, if they pre-age or age prematurely, we look at their knee, we know. If you want to do longevity movements, right? We say if you, the first part, you're getting old, right, is your lower legs, your knee, and your feet. So by exercising that, by massaging that, by naturally bend that, and you are helping to relax it. So now we know why we're doing that. We're doing that. The first reason we're doing that for these 5 points. Your shoulders, right? And your elbows, and your hip, and your. So these are very important because the hip, that is your spleen, that is your gut, and your knee, that represent your kidneys. So that's why, teach you a little trick. If you have any pain, right? If you have pain, what do you do? And you have lower back pain, and you don't know how to do your lower back, and then you just massage behind your knee, and that will be very helpful to release tension in your lower back. And that's why, right? So, and then the second reason why we do this is your spine and brain health, right? Why we do this 站桩 movements. Because when you naturally do, this is what human body should stand. Well, at our clinic, when people come in and you see how they sit, how they stand, some people are standing like that, some people are sitting like that. So you say, well, you can see the imbalance in their body, right? So when you stand, right, you have to always make sure that you have 2 points. And this is what we call that, which one is return to youth, right? That is a Taoist concept. You can really age, most people age prematurely. If you want to age normally and slow down aging, and when you stand, you have to stand in certain ways, because they believe you, Bai Hui, is where you receive young energy, you receive life. So that point need to be open. So how to open that? The only way to open that is to have breather, the breathing point through your spine. You feel something, someone is pulling you up. So then that point is open. You can receive the energy from nature. Since you have 5 filter system, then don't worry about the taxes. I think a lot of problems that people have is just everything is off, right? So then they don't know how to open this, how to naturally use the advantage of nature to promote health. So you open Hui, that's right in the middle of your head, right? You close your Hui Yin. Hui Yin Xue is between the two, the reproductive organ systems, between where you poop, where you pee. In the middle of that, there's a point called Hui Yin. Hui Yin has to be closed all the time. And need to be closed. How do I close my Hui Yin? Tuck in your pelvic floor, get your spine straight. That's the only way you will close off that. Then the energy you receive can work properly for you. That can help to promote slow down aging. That's what Hui Chun Shu, that a lot of people, it become a new thing now, because oh, Dr. Lu, have you heard about Hui Chun and return to spring? I said, well, really? We've been doing that since day one, actually. And this is how you do it properly. Hui Chun Shu really is just open up your Bai Hui, give your spine breathing time, and give that oxygen, give that nutrients, and close down your Hui Yin. That's Hui Chun Shu. That's as simple as that. So that's when you do that, your body is naturally doing that for you. So the third thing your body is naturally doing that for you is, we say, 手五窍三观. 五窍 is what? It's your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, and your heart. So 手 is to protect, make it stable. Protect these 5 organ systems, because Yan is where the spirit of your liver, right? It's that represent the spirit of your liver system. We need to really protect that. So therefore, when people sit too long in front of their computers, and every 20 to 30 minutes, you need to look outside, right? Open and close your eyes to protect your eyes. Right? By doing this movement, stand up and do this movement that help to really balance the 5 things: your eyes, your ears, right? That is a representation of your kidneys. If you begin to experience hearing loss, then part of the reasons, the Jing energy, right? The vital energy of the body need to be checked. So, and then your nose, and again, this reason a lot of people are sick again, that this movement can also protect your nose. That's the spirit of your lungs, right? And your mouth, when people have a lot of problems of their lips, and I said, well, you gotta really look at your spleen and your stomach. That's your gut system, because a lot of people, if they have imbalances in their gut, they show up in their mouth. So doing that can also help with this system, because you are protecting the representatives of your organs, right? And E, that's your mind, right? That's who holds your mind, your heart. So now we know when we are doing this exercise, we are doing all the above. And if you have been doing that for 2 years now with me, I will say you have really planted a lot of seeds you will harvest with good health. If you haven't done that, no need to be upset. Start doing them. Then you will begin to plant. Always remember, if you plant this, you will harvest this. You plant carrots, you won't get beef. okay, you will get carrots. If you plant something negative, right, if you eat McDonald's every day, will harvest what they can give you. If you plant the things that we know will be good for our health, then what you harvest is good health, right? Some people ask me, if I always eat, I have a young man ask me, Dr. Lu, what do you think if I eat junk food, what I will get? Junk, right? So it's the same. If we plant, now is a season to harvest. So I want people to be mindful. Fall is a season, a lot of times people are easily to get sick because something you are intentionally have been doing in the spring and summer didn't plant it well. Now it won't harvest well. Don't get upset. Begin to plant things, plow your earth, right? Get ready for the next year. So plow, spend time, a lot of time to really work on the soil health, because nothing is ever too late, right? We just have to start doing the things that we plan. We will, when you do that every day, you are giving a little water, you're giving a little natural fertilizer, you're giving a little love, you're giving a little attention. Now it's for you to really enjoy your harvest. But make sure you plow again, make sure you do that, so we'll continue to harvest health. So next time, I will explain you the energy movements and why we want you to take the wellness frost. If you take that, what you would harvest. So then, it's harvesting season that we will slowly begin to enjoy our harvest. I'll leave some time for you to ask questions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lu. It's so lovely to think about a collective harvest of sorts, right? Like this idea that we've been really just kind of coming every Sunday and doing these, and then you look back and you realize the cumulative effect of that is really, it's really commendable.
Yes, it's harvest season. Pat your shoulders as I have invested in this, then I begin to harvest something that I shall enjoy my good health, right?
Thank you so much for your guidance, Dr. Lu. I'm wondering, you spoke really briefly about sort of setting the intention for, I think you were getting at winter. Could you talk a little bit more about that and why it's important this season?
So the fall really is because the spring and summer yang energy is mostly out. So this is a transitional time. Transition into yang energy is going to be hold within. So when the yang energy hold within, you can do a lot of self-cultivation, a lot of reflection, and also a lot of planning for what is winter. That is, now we harvest. Winter is to put everything in the storage, right? So to help to plan that season. So, and also that's why in the fall, a lot of illnesses will occur as well, right? Because of this quite extreme seasonal change, that when people have this energy change from yang to yin, from yin to yang, people are likely to be a little bit off balance. So if you experience a little bit more of gut problems and cough a little bit, and if your kids are sick, and do two things. One, you need to intentionally plant something that will harvest well next year, and or to begin to think what you're going to, and to plow the field. And two is to know this is what is going to happen, and then we will do more preventative care, such as you do your energy movements, and such as you take walks. And it's all these things we have always been wanting people to do, just more diligent of doing them.
Actually, Lu, I recently read I think it might have been a Chinese proverb that says something along the lines of that as we transition to autumn, not to allow the body to be, or as the body transitions to cooler weather, to not sort of put on so many clothes, but to allow for that sort of natural, to allow the body to be a little bit cool. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because that's really different than how we think about that.
So we should always dress properly, right? But in the springtime, and you should let body warm. In the fall, the energy is transitioning in, so your skin is naturally, think about the energy, the yang energy is begin to go within. So then to help your skin, to help your lungs to breathe better, to help to balance that part of immune, then you need to not immediately give them what they want, right? But rather give them a time to get used to it step by step slowly. So I'm not saying you should really, you know, a lot of you do that, right? Don't. And the temperature really is the whole key is that the temperature inside outside has to be similar. So don't just turn on your heat yet. Let your skin to naturally have that instead of now is not a time. It's a time for harvesting, not a time for babying. If you want to baby your body, it's spring. So get your body temperature a little cool. It's fine. You won't get sick from that.
Thank you, Dr. Liu. I'd like to go back to those impressive dance moves for just a moment. Um, I really love this idea of like a gateway that you talked about through the elbows, through the hip, through the knees. Interestingly, we see so many, I guess, wear and tear, if you will, or sort of you talked about, people aging prematurely. We see that in those areas quite a bit. Is that also because of, if those are gateways, is there also things getting, I don't want to say stuck, but is there sort of a
you have more
traffic jam, if you will?
But you gotta really protect your doors a lot, right? You have to really protect it. The windows are compared to the walls are more likely to go a little bit. You're overusing it. So then what do you do when the doors? You just put a little oil. So this is the same thing. Then if you have a chance, when you stand there, it says, well, I gotta give my doors and windows a little love. Then you just move naturally, just move, right? You just move a little bit. That's all you do. Just don't just sit or stand there or lie there. Can you just move? So that's always needed. That's always needed. But these are the most vulnerable points. Think about it. Right? A lot of people come, I have knee pain because I overuse it. I have this, I have that. Then if you give a little love every day, you will prevent that from happening. You use more, you gotta protect that more, right?
I think this is one of the just one of the things I really appreciate about traditional Chinese medicine, actually, the way it approaches the body, the way it views the body. It's not this sort of, reductionistic approach or view that the body really is. There's so many ways that we can provide that support just with the appropriate guidance.
Human body is such an intelligent being. It just, everything is so, naturally felt so beautifully. It's just human mind by nurture, would walk away from truth. So I think that my calling is to help you to reconnect that. And then whatever you want to do with it, that is your karma.
Actually, one thing I know we've seen you do, the staff, through meetings and through just spending time with you at the clinic, is squatting. Can you talk a little bit about that and maybe share some insight with our listeners?
You know, when I do meetings, and I often just says, well, I don't want to sit here, right? I either walk around a little bit, they feel I am incredibly annoying, and or I squat, because when you squat and you are opening up your spine, you are relaxing your knee and your hips, and also this is really good for your intestines. So if people have, a lot of you have this not balanced, you know how important pooping is for me, right? So I do that just to, you know, that will promote a good poop. It really works, you know. So then if you have a moment, right, if you can, and then the other thing that also is a good way to test if you're old or not. Because a lot of people, if your body is not, your muscle begin to get old, you begin to get old, aged, you can't squat. So if you are able to squat, then that means you're pretty healthy. So give a try. Give a try. Just move a little bit, right? And, but that's why I squat. I love squatting. Because for me, nothing is more important than sleep well, poop well, and eat well, right?
I knew it was only a matter of time before we started talking about pooping, because that's, we always, there's that full circle coming back.
Did not let you all go unless I talk about poop.
Actually, Dr. Lu, speaking of pooping, with it being lung season, could you talk a little bit about the relationship between lung and large intestine, and what might be something that might come to the surface with regards to that?
Constipation. In the fall, a lot of people tend to be constipated, and their stool tend to be on the dry end. So then you know that your lungs just need a little love, because lung and colon, they're connected. They are partners, right? And if you have a little bit of hard stool, then partially a seasonal change, you know, is expected. And no, you do not just suddenly have colon cancer. No, you do not suddenly have this and that. Just says, well, this is seasonal change. If my stool is a little hard, then that's expected. And then knowing that, and then just have, if that happens, and you can have some pear soup that will help with that. Go get some pears and make some soup out of it. And has to be soup form. And then that will help. And have some honey. You know, fall is an incredibly good season to manage to really have some really nice honey, sweet potatoes in season, and all these can promote a really healthy and balanced poop. And can also help to clean up your colon, right?
Dr. Lu, do you mean Asian pears or regular pears, like a Bartlett or any specific?
Asian pears are the best, because over the centuries, and people, do you know Asian pears who first started to grow Asian pears is the Taoists. So they always have longevity in mind. So when they kind of cultivate their variety of pears, and they attempt to have Asian pears to clean up the lungs. So that really is much more powerful. It's less sweet, it's more powerful, it's very thick skinned, and compared to other type of pears. But if you don't have Asian pear, other pear will do, but knowing that it will take much longer, because they are not, I don't know what they are cultivated for, but maybe they are also, but I just don't have enough knowledge to tell you if they are as effective. Asian pears are the best. If you don't have them, apples will do, and other pears they will do less. It's just not as effective.
Thank you, Dr. Liu. Dr. Liu, I guess just to maybe wrap up, I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about traditions or any customs around this idea of a harvest.
Harvest is really an excellent time for self-reflection and self-cultivation, and also harvest is a good season for sharing. But what you share should be what a lot of people tend to share. Oh, if with especially with their children, is that instead of it's a good season to teach them to do the exercise, to do this zhanzheng and all this, they only share with earthly goods, right? Having this idea in mind that what is mine is yours. It may very well be those earthly belongings that doesn't really worth that much and means that much, but the health, what is yours is yours. You cannot share your good health with others. You can share your method for them to get there, but you harvest what you plant. So use this season to really help whoever you know to begin to plan, to plan the planning, right? To help them to really plan something that when they harvest, they will harvest a balanced health, a good health, right? A health that will promote well-being. So I think the fall is an excellent season to do that. If you say you love someone, then you must share to what you know that can promote a health that promotes well-being. And I think that is something I would like all of you to meditate on.
Thank you so much, Dr. Liu.
So until next time, my friend, enjoy your beautiful day, and until next time.
Thank you, Dr. Liu. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.